Hello class, how are you doing? This is Sanusi. We are about to start our first lesson in mathematics. Today, the topic is all about fractions. Let's look at the objectives of the day. Objective number 1. You should be able to identify types of fraction by the end of this lesson and then convert mixed fractions to improper fractions. Without wasting time, let's look at the type of fractions. Before I provide the type of fractions over here, I wish you could guess, by your previous knowledge, you could guess some of the type of fractions and write some examples attached to it so that we shall all correct ourselves at the end of the session. Start. Write them down. Okay, so let's look at the type 1. Type of fractions. We have proper fractions. What do you call proper fraction? Proper fractions are the fractions that are having numerators smaller than denominators. What do you call numerator? The numerator is the one at the top, the number at the top, okay? And then the denominator is the number at the bottom. Example of some of the proper fractions are 1/3, 5/8, 7/10. You can give more. And then this fraction 4/7, the 4 is the numerator because it's at the top and the 7 is the denominator. I want you to pay attention very well because you will be using these things throughout the lesson. Type 2, improper fractions. They are the fractions that are having numerators larger than denominators. So when we look at it very well, look at the examples over there. Their denominators are smaller than the numerators. The denominators are the bottom ones and the numerators are the top ones. So example number 1 is 3/2, and then the next one 5/3, 7/5. Type 3, mixed fractions. They are fractions that are having whole numbers and at the same time fraction. So look at the example. 2 over there, 2 whole number, 4/9. This is how we read it. 2 whole number, 4/9. The 2 is a whole number and the 4/9 is a fraction. That's what we are talking about. And the example 2 is 5 whole number, 3/4. Look at this scenario. The fraction I'm talking about is the one I indicated with the curly bracket, the green bracket. That is the fraction. And the other number, the 3, is the whole number. I hope you are getting it. Let's quickly look at the next activity. Now we are about to convert mixed fractions to improper fractions. What are the steps? To convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, follow these steps. Number 1, multiply the whole number part by the fraction's denominator. Number 2, add the result, what you have gotten, to the numerator. Number 3, then write the result on top of the denominator. So here we are not touching the denominator. The denominator remains the denominator. The denominator of the fraction remains our denominator of the final answer. So I'm going to solve the first example over here for you to see how we are going to put all these steps into practice. So take your pen and your jotter. As I'm doing, you follow me. The first question is 2 whole number 3 over 4. They say we should convert it into an improper fraction. 2 whole number 3 over 4. I am keeping the 4. As I told you, the 4 we are not changing it. The denominator we are not changing it. So they say that the first step is saying that multiply the whole number part by the fractions denominator. The whole number over here is 2. Our whole number over here is 2. Then they say we should multiply by the denominator. Our denominator is the 4 over here. So times 4. I want to close the brackets. And then the next one, add that what you have done here, the bracket on everything, add it to the numerator. The numerator of the fraction is the 3 over there. Have you seen it? Okay. So plus 3. Then this will lead us to the next step. We are done with the steps. So they say then write the result on top. So what is at the top? You see that is where the calculation is. Whatever we get, we write it and we are done. So 2 times 4. The answer is what? Very good. The answer is 8. And then plus 3. So the next step, see, we should keep the 4. The 4 is still our denominator. And then we are adding the 3 to the 8. That one will give us 11. So that is our final answer. So we can rewrite it this way. 2 whole number 3 over 4 is equal to 11 over 4. So 11 over 4 is what we call improper fractions, because we have said earlier on that it's what? The numerator, the one at the top here, is bigger than the one at the bottom. Have you seen it? Very good. So we shall quickly look at the next exercise example, so that you also start your activities. I'll give you some assignment to go to you so that you can apply the steps on your own. We shall also solve this question, the example number 2. That is 3 whole number 2 over 5. Is it not so? Quickly, we should identify the whole number. The whole number here is what? Very good. It's 3. That one should be into the bracket. And then they say the first step is saying that we should multiply the whole number by the denominator. Our denominator here is what? 5. You are doing well. You are doing very well. 5. Then that one should be added to the numerator. This one, the numerator. Have you seen the numerator here? The numerator is 2. And finally, we are keeping our denominator. That one we don't touch it. What's at the bottom, we keep it like that. So the next level, we shall continue our calculation. You know, the calculation is at the top. So the first one, we just rewrite it. Rewrite the first one. The denominator, we can rewrite it, and then we solve the top. We all know that 3 times 5 is what? 15. You are doing very well. You are doing very well. And then plus 2. Always when you have bracket, solve what is inside the bracket first. Okay, when you are doing calculation, solve always the multiplications first before you do any other operation. Okay, for now we are having multiplication and addition. So whenever you see something like this, do the multiplication first before you add the addition. So this one, we are going to add everything together. We are having 17 at the top here because we know that 15 plus 2 will give us 17. That is the final answer. So 3 whole number 2 over 5 is giving us 17 over 5. If you are getting answers like this, you should be happy because we have learned that improper fractions, in improper fraction, the numerators are bigger than the denominators. That is the end of today's lesson. You have done very well for arriving at this level. Okay. Today we have learned fractions, and we look at type of fractions. We said that we have proper fractions, we have improper fractions, and mixed fractions. And we have said that proper fractions are those that are having numerators bigger than denominators. And we said the numerators are those at the top and the denominators are those at the bottom. And then the improper fractions is the opposite, meaning the bigger ones are rather at the top and the smaller ones are at the bottom. And then the mixed fraction, it means they mix a whole number and a fraction. That's what they call it, mixed fraction. After that, we also learn how to convert a mixed fraction into improper fractions. And we have gotten 3 steps. 3 steps are involved over here. We said that step number 1, we should multiply the denominator, the whole number, and the denominator. What you get there, we add it to the numerator of the fraction. And then we write the total, the result, over the denominator. That is our final, that will give you your final answer anytime they ask you to convert a mixed fraction into improper fraction. You should always follow these 3 steps. You did very well to arrive to this level. Now let's look at the assignment quickly. The assignment, this is our assignment number 1. Then the question number 1 is saying that we should give 2 examples. Okay, 2 examples each for proper fraction, improper fractions, and then C, mixed fraction. So always A, you must provide 2 answers, B, 2 answers, C, 2 answers. Okay, and then when we go to the question number 2, that is where you also apply the steps we have learned today in converting mixed fraction into what? Improper fraction. So look at them, you see them. So you are going to do this